Hey, how are you guys? Good morning. Welcome to the channel. It's nice to be back YouTube in a bit. I was away for a while. I just needed a bit of a break, and then I've just been very busy getting things organized in the shop, so I haven't had much chance, but I have a bit of time this morning, so I said I'd get on and just run through some of the new tackle that's online and available to buy in the store, which is www.seabassfishingireland.com. There's a link in the bio, in my YouTube bio, where you can go directly to the shop and buy any of the lures that we talk about today. But I've been saying for a while about the PAYS Minnow. So that's the PAYS Minnow there. That's it in white and chartreuse. Now if you listen, that clacking noise there, I think, is the absolute reason that this lure is so successful. Well, that's one of the reasons, right? I like it for a number of reasons. I suppose I started fishing it because black minnows started to become incredibly difficult to get your hands on, right? And then they started to become incredibly expensive. And it was like, you know, you were getting 2 or 3 fish and the lure was destroyed. And if you hit a bunch of schoolies, like, Jesus Christ, you know, you were motoring through black minnows, like, and before you knew it, you were 60 or 70 quid in the hole, like. And that lure there, you'll catch schoolies all day long, nearly on the one lure. Like, they just will not destroy it. They're so much more durable than the black minnow, right? And they're very easy to use, very easy to put together, right? So for €9 you can buy 2 heads, right? And then for €9 you can buy 4 bodies. So for €18 you're essentially getting 2 lures and a spare body with each lure, right? So how do you put it together? Well, it couldn't be simpler, right? So as you can see, I've already actually had a body on that, and it got worn out. It got hit by so many schoolies the other day. So you just clear it off, right? Clear off any of the excess plastic that's left over from the last time, right? And that's why try not to use too much super glue, right? Because the more glue you use, the more clearing you're going to have to do, right? So then you get back to your basic head, right? Now all you got to do is feed the hook in through I should have worn my glasses, of course, through the body of the lure, right? And then line that up with the head, right? So you have it sitting nice and flush. Then you get your super glue. Ta-da! Put a little touch of glue on. And you don't have to go to town, right? Just enough glue to get the lure to stick, right? And then just pop that lure back on there. Hold it in place then until it's stuck. So give it a few seconds. Let the glue take. Now it's probably not stuck yet, but I don't want to be boring you now waiting for the glue to dry out. It's after sticking to my finger, right? No, it's not stuck yet. So the lure comes in a range of colours, right? It comes in this nice khaki colour, which is kind of sandy-y. It comes in solid white, it comes in sardine, and it comes in white and chartreuse, right? So that's the lure then stuck to the head, right? And then if, just like the black minnow, if you come back into the back of the lure, you'll see there's a wee hole where you push the hook point through. So you push that fella through the wee hole. Just hold that and get it to stick. And there you go. There's the final product, right? So Here it is in white, one I did earlier on. Sorry, is that in focus? Now, I mean, what I really like about it is this head is totally unique, right? See the hinged head? I mean, listen to the clack it makes. I'm absolutely certain that that clack attracts fish. I'm absolutely sure of it. I couldn't believe how well it fished when we started fishing it at first. I mean, I'm fishing it probably 4 or 5 years, and then it disappeared again. And then I saw Murat online, and I got onto him, and I was like, "Here, what's the crack with importing a few of your lures and distributing them and stuff?" So it's great to have them on board. Now, that's not the only lure that Murat makes. He also makes the Illusion paddle tail. We're going to get some of those. We're definitely going to be bringing some of those to Prince Edward Island. So it's quite a clever idea. What he's done is he's cast clear plastisol, and he's put a tiny little chartreuse fish on the inside of it, right? So it's a real clear water lure, right? When the bass are on small little fry and stuff. I think a very clever idea. This is the lure I'm really excited about, though. So that's the PAYS Darter. Okay, so very similar to an Albi Snack or an Evo Bass Lance or whatever, but much smaller. Right, but still got enough weight to cast. And if you look, it's not round, it's rectangle. Right. Now, I was fishing this the other day, and what I noticed was that rectangular shape, right? See the flat-sided lures makes the lure step really wide on the retrieve, right? So when you tip the rod, the lure slides off. So it fishes like a slide bait, you know, it slides off to the side, slides back again. So I'm really looking forward to testing that out some more, catching some fish on it, and reporting back to you guys. That's just one of many new lures that have come online. So we've got a whole range of IMA stuff. We got Komomos, we got Hound Glides, we got Suzukes, we got the SF125 Komomos, we got the Reaper Suzukes, we got Pukachevs, Salt Skimmers. I mean, look at this. This is just, look at that for a thing of beauty. Why do I like the IMA Salt Skimmer? Because it works. I mean, it just has such a tight waggle on the retrieve. It just waggles its way home, and next thing you know is it disappears under the water, and you're stuck into a nice fish. The other little IMA lure is the Pukachev Cobra 90. Right, that's it in IU. Have it there in a few colours, but I really like the little IU one. On a sunny day, that's just going to glint, shine on the surface, catch the bass's attention. Absolutely love it. Then of course you got like loads of the standards, Joker, Suzukes and Hound Glides and Komomos in all sorts of colours. Another lure that I have to say I'm a bit nostalgic about. Now, I just stuck it on a Western head this morning because I couldn't lay hands on a coyote head, to be honest with you. But that's the Madness motherworm, right? You know, we first got these 20-25 years ago. Bella Vista was still going strong. The lads were guiding out of Bella Vista. Jim Clancy and Pat O'Shea and stuff were down there doing a lot of bass fishing. And Pat was buying a few lures off me or whatever, and he asked me, he said, "Come on down fishing in the boat for the day." And I, of course, arrived down and thought, yeah, I know what I'm doing here now, it'll be no bother. And next thing I found myself in 25 foot of water, and I had no idea what I was doing. And every time I turned around, the other fella kept saying to me, "Oh, fish on!" And I was like, "Well, the love of Jesus, what is this fella doing and I'm not doing?" So he absolutely schooled me in the art of vertical fishing for bass. But it was these guys we were using, right? And it was just that he had a heavy enough jig head that he could stay tight into the lure so he could feel the tap because they were literally just tapping it. The minute you got the tap, you struck and you were into the fish. But I'm delighted to have them back on the site. Now look, be warned, they're really, really soft, right? So you're not going to catch many bass on that before it's destroyed. But believe you me, if there are better fish around, that will find them. They are absolutely superb bait, right? Now, a little bit more cheap and cheerful, but still, nonetheless, very effective. We got the Major Craft Eelies in, right? So that's the 22 gram, I think, version. We've got it in a whole range of colours available there online. They actually sold out really quickly, so I'm going to order some more today. We've also got the smaller 9mm version. People seem to be ignoring the smaller baits. I don't know why, because like the bait at the minute is quite small, right? It's like little pin sand eel and stuff out there. And bass will take amazingly small baits. I mean, speaking of small baits, right? Look at this little guy. Say hello to the Nico Craw. I mean, I was watching the lads from Ultimate fishing them for perch and stuff, and they're fishing for bass in the estuaries and stuff as well. Now, look, personally, I wouldn't want to go creature bait fishing for the day. I just wouldn't. It just wouldn't excite me. But it is nonetheless really nice to have one or two of those in your box should you see a bass in the margins that you can just cast to and just twitch it in front of them, especially if it's covered in Halco scent and it's letting off a bit of scent. I mean, that is just a lovely looking little bait, a really well made little bait. So that's the Nico Craw. It's there in that colour, and it's I have it in a bright red as well. Anything else we're talking about? Oh yeah, we got the Ollie Orange spindle worms in 5" or back. Still can't get white ones, I'm afraid. I'm doing my best, but they're just not available. Sticking with the Ollie Orange team. We got the Dark Sleeper. I think that's Craw it's called. Absolutely lethal. It's been working a dream for me anyway. And I have some more Dark Sleeper on the way. In fact, I have a big order coming in from Ultimate. Putting in an order with Tackle Wave this morning. I'm fishing the Mark Cowling rod at the minute, and I have to say I absolutely love it. It's really nice. The cork handle, the action, the way it deals with lures, how it deals with surface lures. It's just, I can't fault it. Like, you know, I hooked a good fish somewhere 68-70 centimeters in 2 foot of water, and I maybe had 10 foot of space to play with, and I was able to hold that fish down and get him up on the surface and just get him to roll around until he was done. So lots and lots of power in that rod. A really good, really nice piece of kit. Like, now not cheap, but worth the money. If you ask me, definitely worth the money. Also got some favourite rods in. Now unfortunately the Black Swans sold out straight away, so I've got some more coming in. Some of the 852 heavies. I've got a 902 medium heavy there at the minute. I've got lots of X1s for the cheaper, and cobalts for the cheaper end of the market for kids or for people who are just wanting to get back into fishing or whatever. So lots of options there, lots of cheaper options there, and hopefully going to get lined up with some reels in from Singapore, but we'll see about that. We'll see whether it works out or not or whatever. But that's all the news. Yeah, so you're up to speed on everything that's going on in the shop. I mean, there's just loads of new lures online. Get on there and have a look for yourself. As I say, www.seabassfishingireland.com. The link is in the bio there up above. I mean, all range top brands are there. Samura, Duo, Raid, you know, IMA, just loads. Exorus, you name it, all sorts there. So thanks again for all your support, guys, and I have to say a big shout out to Colin Philpott. Colin dropped me in a bunch of stuff to take to Canada with me. It just blew me away, the generosity of it. He gave me a saltwater fly rod and a bunch of flies, and turns out some of the flies were tied by a friend we have in common, the legendary Peter Aspinall, who used to guide out of Clonakilty. I used to go down and fish once a year with Peter. I think Peter's gone back to London since. I haven't heard from him in a long time. So if you're out there, Peter, I wish you well. But thank you so much, Colin. You're an absolute gentleman, and great to see my old friend Mike Carlton up here yesterday. Absolutely delighted to see you, Mike, and we'll be out there casting for a few fish, and I found a fella for the reel, by the way, so thank you very much for that too. I mean, that's the camaraderie that fishing is about, right? Fellas helping each other out, that's what it's meant to be about, right? So that's all the news, guys. Other than that, tight lines. Weather's improving. It's a nice bright day here. Hopefully get out and do a bit of fishing this evening. So in the meantime, if you're catching a few fish, let us know. If you're not, let us know too. So stay well, and we'll talk to you soon.